cast series from the Trash Can League. My name's Harrison, and today this is the round one fixture between Herbie Master and Snoopa. This will be the first time for me seeing Snoopa in tournament action, and he's actually playing as the Indian civilization spawning to the northeast of the map in the colour yellow. The starting map here is Florida, and the map is fixed for week 1 games, and Herbie is playing as the French spawning into the southwest. I like how Herbie has opened up with the defensive train post here. If Herbie's done his map homework very carefully, he knows this train post is now impossible to take for that first pass, as any real civ due to the reshaped, reworked trading line, and from the northern TC player as well. Let's say Snoopa wanted to open train post as well. This is also now impossible to take, so we had to go home. Big no being called here. What's going on here? Maybe Snoopa realising that he just had his goats stolen there by the Apache scout. Having 2 elephants as India is so nice. I've originally been playing a bit of India, nothing too special, but having just so much extra presence on the map, so much extra line of sight, you really get the lay of the land very quickly, but also you cover the ground twice as fast, you get the livestock faster than your opponent. Each of these livestock provide experience points for your own shipments. It's just a really nice kind of... the more you scout, the more you benefit, and because you have the 2 scouts, it really helps your Age 1 game fly along in that setting. Does scout the 80 wood treasure? I think Herbie knows his treasure is here. Herbie saying, I'll go into recording and save. What's going on? Oh, save the previous game. What a good boy. Don't lose those recorded games. I want to see them. And we are see them now as it's seen. Right, exit that. So what happened was... Snoopa knows this treasure here, and Snoopa knows that the scout has scouted this treasure because the path the scout took from the town centre to get to this region of the map, where there's 2 explorers and the scout met up. Snoopa really wanted to take that treasure there, and it's a really nice treasure. Let's see exactly what it was. Yeah, 80 food. That's going to help his age up, but he knows. He can see when the French explorer is taking this treasure. So for Snoopa, okay, yes, he's just given up 80 wood for his opponent. And as an Indian player, 80 wood is huge. But it was a pirate and a blowgunner. A pirate is like the Indian explorers. They can't take. So Snoopa's basically got the treasure he can take. He's gone to the top side, and he knows he's got time to take another one. 2 blowgunners, 100 food. That's huge. If he wants to take it, he can. 90 coin here by 2 alligators, which is... certainly a consideration when he transitions into a market. 40 coin, not really the greatest for this single outlaw blowgunner. They can't really take these treasures any faster when he got 2 of them, or 1 of them, because of the splash damage. He's going for it. He's going to stun that one. He's going to stun that one, and yeah, that's 40 wood. That's 40 coin, and 40 wood, 40 coin is basically like 80 wood in some sense, because you can use all the resources nice and early. Mid-map aggro here for Snoopa. Nice placement in between somehow the mine and the train line. I thought this might be a bit too close, but he looks like he's managed to be able to get it down. French player though, picking up 100 coin. Snoopa thinks he's missing the hunt. He's got 1 hunt here. He's got 2 hunts here. He's got his starting hunt here. He's got turkey, deer. That deer could possibly be over this way. But compared to the southern spawn, northern spawn always feels a little bad. 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah, it's going to be... Yeah, I mean... The thing is, like, if I looked at this picture, and if I was casting this game live, because this was done at a weird time, if I was watching this game live, I'd probably say, hey guys, you know what? I'll be absolutely cool with a rehost. And if Snoopa really thinks it is, I give him permission to say, hey, I'm missing the hunt. I'm gonna re. And but what I would also say, India is actually one of those civs which hunts last so long. You think the Dutch, they have their hunts lasting long because their villages cost coin. Nah, not even close. All their villages on food. But India, most of their villages on a bit of wood, bit of coin, bit of food. These hunts will last easily to about 15 minutes, and by then this deer hunt might walk to the backside of the base. You never know. It's DE hunts. They could go absolutely anywhere. Anyway, so back to the game. Age up in about 440. Decent age up time here for India. Maybe a tiny bit on the slower side, considering it is Florida. Good treasures, early market, lots of potential in that situation. Gonna go train a batch of sepoys, open up with 5 sepoys here. I believe this is the kind of classic Wiki Cossack slow sepoy rush. I think the idea is 12 sepoys, just force a response, do a bit of damage. You know how it is. Move back, and then from there, just let your scaling take over. Maybe get French to maybe train a few more musketeers, crossbows. If you can get the French sending the crossbow shipment, that's a huge pickup here. So Snoopa with his 12 sepoys crossing the map now. Herbie knows what's coming, especially when you do see the 2 element explorers snooping around, because he's Snoopa. Huh? Get it? Get it? Snooping around. Early batch of musks. We'll get a nice volley on the elephant explorers, but oh, that's actually really, really good. And is the elephant actually trapped? That's huge if that goes down. What a pickup there from Herbie. Take a bow. Time in the pop, instant into melee, trapping the Indian explorer. Beautiful. Just been corrected by Max in the chat, but this is only 11 sepoys. So, sorry, Max, my factually incorrect statements. This 11 sepoy push, but yeah, to get 12 sepoys and make market techs in transition is actually quite difficult. So I cannot understand where this has potentially gone for Snoopa, but he is moving in with 11 sepoys. The thing with sepoys and the French matchup is that actually CDB with extra HP, range resist. It takes a long time for sepoys to kill musketeers. We're still pre-Brit Consulate, so these sepoys get 2-hit killed by the town centre. Maybe if Snoopa went 4 sours and trained 5 sepoys and having a kind of sour sepoy combo could work raiding. But this defensive 10 musk batch here from Herbie would have definitely been more than enough to defend from the kind of mixed sour sepoy. So the full sepoy here, the military here from the Indian player is stronger than the French. But the Indian player will have to go deep into Herbie's base. Minutemen, coming out, maybe some crossbows. It's going to be a bit of a tough time here for India to really accomplish anything. And meanwhile, French Eco's looking strong. He does have 6 sheep to gather to get a fast age up. Coin's just been sent behind this. Doesn't have enough wood to go for a batch of... Well, you wouldn't really train a batch of crossbows here, but he's just got enough wood to make some more housing. He's got enough wood here for a stable, for early dragoon presence if he goes to the next stage. That could be quite nice, to maybe protect himself from like a double patch of sour Ottoman hussars. So I think from Snoopa's point of view, that's actually a real late civil servant. So it looks like Snoopa, his tech progression was something along the lines of professional hunters, blanket filters, where realistically the first tech should always be civil servants there from the market. Maybe not in age 1, but in transition, trying to get off the civil servants nice and early. Flume ditching here seems very, very expensive for what it's worth on like 7vil coin eco this early. I'd rather just him save that wood and food and try and go into imperial bureaucracy, which obviously improves your hunting and coin as well. Snoopa once again trying to move in. He's going to try and focus on the musketeers. Musketeers keeping their distance. Don't want to overdo this. A couple sepoy here from Snoopa would have gone so well. You know your opponent's gone full musketeers. So matching musketeers here is still going to work. But Gurkhas can give you the range. It can do the double damage. It can really put the French player into a real tough spot. And here comes a batch of crossbows here from Herbie. I can't imagine he's going to send the crossbows. I just have to assume he's going to cancel them and age up and just going to keep resending them until, he gets that 3rd age, because he'll age up with not really a shipment, maybe 1, but they do come in the end. Snoopa still moving in now with lots of sepoys. He's now up to 17 sepoys. His card progression here was 5 sepoys. I think he went wood trickle next and then 700 wood afterwards. I've just seen he's gone for a dock on the water. So this was on the 700 wood, I'd say, to get the dock down and starting to get the fishing boat eco rolling. The consulate is in base behind here, not allied just yet, waiting for your consulate tech, consulate card. So yeah, the consulate export will come in quite late compared to when it would normally come in as card 3. So this time and push with Brit consulate, stronger units, or maybe Ottoman consulate for the hussars, and by then the villagers as well, will delay the very delayed push here from Snoopa. In the meantime, Herbie, he's aging and he's going to get up, and this is the problem of squeezing in that 700 wood shipment as well. That's an extra greedy shipment, which is a nice play, but it's not. it's not like French is going to sit in the second age all this time. As soon as Herbie gets to the next age, Vet Musks instantly queued. Double batch of skirmishers being trained behind this. Skirm Musk do very, very well versus Indian player here at this moment in time. He's trying to push in. Blunderbuss being researched for his villagers. Herbie Master with all the plays. 16 range CDBs as well. That is actually something to consider versus only 12 range Sepoys. Big batch of Musks going to come out, but the next he will try and get some Vet Musks being teched. We'll sell a bit of food to get this happen. This is quite a strong priority here from Herbie to get these Musketeers teched up. He does have 30 of them. Certainly worth doing that. And yeah, got a couple more sheep to gather. Hunting is still looking good. Lots of hunts nearby. And yeah, score lead. He's got momentum. Going for the Falconets. Absolutely right play here. Don't really need goons. You haven't seen much cavalry. You know that there's the potential for 4 Sours, 3 Hussars at any moment. But with 30 veteran musketeers, or soon to be veteran musketeers, you know you have enough anti-cavalry to protect the Falconets. And the Falconets, they should be targeting the Gurkhas. And Sepoy, anything really, but the Falconets will outrange the Gurkhas and just pick these off so easily, and they'll be such a nice pick off. And if you can take down the Agra Fort, that is a lot of experience points there for you. 320. Certainly worth taking down as your kind of main point of aggression. Snoopa, he's now aging up behind this. He's gone for the Osman. Did he go for the Osman Huss as well? He spent a lot of export here, so I guess he's gone for villagers and the Huss. They're just around somewhere being annoying. Where are they? What else would you spend the export on? I'm sure he's gone for the villagers and the. Because by the time they're through, he never sent. He never sent diplomatic entreaty. He skipped that shipment for 700 coin. Ah, okay. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, yeah. But yeah, no Hussars here. 700 coin does get me the age up, but he's lost the Agra Fort. I suppose if you try to ship the Hussars, he's not really going to win this fight anyway because it's mainly Musks. But this delayed water play really needs a castle, anything, just something to slow him down. There's a barracks coming down here from Snoopa. He's got a barracks at home. There's the consulate behind. Doesn't have intervention. Does have double Gurkha. Does have Yurumi, siege elephants, mahouts. No great shipment here, but he's got inspiration, but you don't want to call inspiration now on colonial Gurkha, colonial Sepoy. Villagers don't know where they want to run at the moment. This barracks are going to get denied by the 2 Falcons before it gets really completed. No shipment in here for Snoopa as well. Like, you feel if you're selling 700 wood as well as foreign login, a trading post is a must. In India, they need the experience points. They need a faster XP trickle. You know, that XP trickle is slower than other civs by standard. First shipment has enough resources to call a elephant or Yurumi shipment. 2 siege elephants is going to be the play here, because he notices that once the Falcon's down, he can try and engage the Musks, and then the siege elephants are just useful as the game goes on in that sense. But it always feels so awkward sending a shipment just to counter a shipment which does nothing else for the rest of the army. Where a Yurumi pop on here, if one Falcon gets picked off by the town centre fire, Gurkhas come this side, get a volley, try and take down to 1 Falcon, then out come the Yurumi, bam, right on top. Double minutes being called. He wants to protect this town centre. He knows, Herbie knows this is the town centre where the shipment's going to pop. He's going to commit. He's tempted. He's thinking Yurumi may come at any second now. Here comes scum reinforcements. Sees the siege elephants, and I think he'd be quite happy with this, really, actually, because siege elephants have gone back, actually, because the Falconets have retreated. Herbie just playing this so well, keeping the Falcons alive. The elephants, they've gone for a walk with nature, it seems. They're not interested. The town centre's gone down. The objective of Snoopa to protect his town centre has failed. He's got 1,000 wood stocked up. Villagers are going down, tanking, and there's just nothing to counter the skirmisher mass here from Herbie. That's the real problem. Yes, there is Falcon that's still doing damage to buildings, and the siege elephants could try and get a volley. I think they could have got a volley off there. Surely they could have got a volley off before retreating, but the skirms are just going to be annoying, and the elephant's been called back to try and deal with them. But remember, this is an age 3, but it's only the single elephant. The other one's gone down. Another town centre being frantically thrown down. Here comes another batch of Gurkhas. These are still colonial Gurkhas. The Sepoys are at least disciplined, but there's only 13 of them. And when you have 20 Gurkhas, he's used inspiration! Is that a mistake? Is that a mistake? Was he trying to use the speed boost here on the siege elephants to move in and out super fast? But Inspiration is like the time you use for your elephants and Yurumi to close in. Inspiration's over, and I haven't really seen any of the infantry fire a single shot yet. Bit of a blank fire there from the Falconets, but Snoopa is getting out of there. He's having to retreat. There's one stable coming down. Town center is not yet being built, but being built pretty slowly behind. And yeah, just the skirmisher musketeer combo here from the French player is just really causing too much problems here for the Indian player. And on the water, it's just, yeah, not even gill nets actually. 11 fishing boats. Gill nets here will obviously help his fishing eco much better than a single or 2 extra fishing boats. But it doesn't matter if he's got eco. He's got no production. He's got no time. Time is his biggest problem at the moment. He's losing houses. They're much cheaper than normal European houses. They cost less, but they're weaker as well. These get picked off very, very quickly. Villagers over here are exposed. If these get caught, there's no way back for these guys. They will be going down. The consulate going down. That takes a long time to rebuild. 2 days. He won't rebuild a consulate. He will still maintain his brick consulate bonus, but he just won't have resources to build another one. The barracks is under pressure. Skirmishers putting pressure on the Gurkhas as well. The villagers are making a run for it. Barracks has gone down at top side. Another market. Stable not yet been built. He's got his villagers back into production. But the thing with the French player now, you know what's coming. It feels this is time for a Crassier switch. There's the 3 from the shipment, and even then, with no great coats on the market. I mean, to be fair, I don't even get great coats as India, quite expensive to tech. That's just a nice raid in its own sense, just picking off 2 vills there, but forcing a lot of our time, forcing infantry away from Herbie, cleaning the Indian player base. This used to be an Indian player base, but what is it? Just a bunch of stains of where the buildings used to be. And ranged infantry combat now coming in from Herbie, attacking both the skirms and the musketeers behind this. Very nice. More than 50 musketeers, 40 skirmishers, 2 falcons. Herbie, 150 population. He's certainly dominating this game now. And I guess there's nothing else to really send here from Herbie. He doesn't really want cav combat. I guess he wants cav combat instead of goons. He hasn't scouted the fishing yet. I don't imagine he'll be checking the water at any point. He scouted a bit of the coast a while back, but he probably would have missed where the dock went down. He may have scouted actually later on, but out of his line of sight of the dock there. But there's not enough fishing eco on the water to make this super scary here from the Indian player anyway. And all his eco at the moment is just trying to rebuild buildings. It's not even trying to get units out, and that's the real problem. 1,000 coin, 1,000 food. He's still housed. Yurumi will come out. Gurkhas are still colonial. Maybe he wanted to take Gurkhas, but hit the seaboy button instead. There's the Yurumi and double Minutemen, but the Falconets are still up, and the siege elephant never did its job of taking down the Falconets. Takes a shot onto the Falconet with not low HP. Looks like even the couple Irregulars gets into it. Where's that siege elephant gone? Has it been picked off? It's just trying to back off, and the Falconets are still doing so much damage here. For some reason, it looks like I got a sound bug. I've only just heard the Falconets fire off the volley now. And yeah, that game is over. Herbie taking game number 1 here. 1-0. Yeah, so what happened there from Snoopa really is the card order he went for 5 sepoys, 5 sepoys, foreign login into 700 woods. There was a nice timing push to start off with to kind of force a response, but there was never a time in for him to follow up and kind of revisit the base and re-put pressure. But by the time Snoopa was thinking of getting to the next stage, Herbie was in the next stage, and he could have got the vet musks so much faster. But yeah, I think India French. It's a very tough matchup for the Indian player. Germany's another matchup where Cossack on his form does say that the kind of semi-FF civs do very well versus India in that sense. And although Snoopa forced a response, just never was there to actually kind of hold the semi-FF when it came in. Maybe keeping his elephants alive could have been a factor. A couple of defensive wall-ins, trying to be annoying, trying to delay the inevitable. And when the siege elephants came out, they had the opportunity to kill the falcons there and then, but he never took the opportunity. And I think even trading the siege elephants for the falconets, it's not a great trade, but it saves your buildings, and that's what happened. He didn't save the town. The town went down, and Snoopa had to rebuild all of the buildings here. All this is wood. All this could have been extra units to defend. And yeah, Herbie carrying on his form, taking that first game there versus Snoop. Right, let's move on to the next game. We're going to game number 2 here. So, Herbie won that last game. It's going to be Herbie's civ pick, and I think the matchup, let's check on Discord. Discord's over here. Round 2 fixtures is Herbie versus, round 1 fixtures, pardon me. Herbie versus Snoopa. Herbie's the home player. He will be playing on his home map, game number 2. Snoopa's home map is game number 3. Let's do it. Right, guys, we're back on Great Plains for Herbie's home map once again, and do my eyes deceive me? Snoopa has also chosen to play as the Russians to counter Herbie. So Herbie winning the last game gets to pick his civilization first, and he's chosen to play as the Brits. Snoopa trying to counter pick here with the Russians. Will he have the same fate as Alligator? Will we see the same style of defense that Herbie played versus Alligator? Let us find out. Once again, going for double mana, 40 coin, not northern side. There's 30 coin. Over here it's 40 coin, 50 coin, 30 food, 80 food over there. This side, there's the 110 food. That's a huge treasure. 30 food, 50 wood. There's just some great treasures everywhere. Even the 3 stray sheep early on is not a terrible treasure in that respect. Like, if it's your first treasure you see, you're thinking, actually, by the time I get the treasure, they can fatten up to about 80 food a piece, and then, bam, that there is 240 food worth of livestock to gather in transition. So yeah, back to all of these coin treasures. I remake the case for the early market here for both of these civs. Yeah, Snoopa does go for the market, and I think that's a really nice play there from Snoop. Early hunting obviously is very nice. Still think you'd try and go for the 14 vil, but it might even be a case if you find enough coin treasures on the map, which is possible with how you spawn. You could even buy 100 food. Now that's not a great trade, but if you get up to the next stage that faster, you get the shipments in faster, you can send Cossacks in, and every second as Russia to put pressure onto your opponent, it matters. It really makes a big difference. So interesting to see if Snoopa, how he's going to go about this game, whether we do 14 vil or 17. At the moment, the food eco is looking low, but that's just standard Russia play. By the time this gets to being training, probably about to be at 600 odd, so he may stay for the 14 vil. We'll just have to see how it goes. Herbie's seen it. He's seen the big treasure. Crack shot onto the Comanchero. Coyote's chasing Explorer now. Easy pickup here from Herbie. If anything, he's just been too safe with the Coyotes. Just want to secure his treasure as fast as possible. I don't even remember going into the options and changing something, so I don't even know why the experience points are not showing. Oh, there we are. I swear I didn't see the XP from the other 2 kills there. Did anyone else just miss that completely? Was that just the game having a moment to kind of sort itself out? 3 Coyotes topside being picked off here, guarding that 80 food treasure. So although that won't help Snoopa's age up, still very nice. He's going to go for the 17 vil committing here with the gang saw, funded by the 80 food treasure here. So he wants to get his gang saw before he starts chopping in transition. And if you're going for 17 vil age up here, I'd assume Snoopa's going to be aging up with the logistician. So I'll be looking to check out for his age up here. Logistician costs 900 food, but your blockhouses provide an extra 10 population, and you get a blockhouse wagon as well. So that's like basically compared to the regular blockhouse, it's like 350 wood shipments instantaneously, and you get a house for every single blockhouse you build afterwards. So it actually pays off pretty quickly. and it's probably the preferred way to age up if you're not going aggressive or super aggressive, and that's that's would be the case if you're aging up 17 vil. But clicking that age up at 335 versus Herbie, who's at nearly aged up, will be aging up about 4 minutes, maybe 4 minutes 5. It's gonna be a long time before Snoopa ever gets there. And the thing is, if you see Russia player age up at 17 vils, you're not thinking, oh, do I move in for the snipe? Do I move in for the rush? You're thinking, oh, how many mana houses can I throw down? How greedy can I be? And I fear that by the time Snoopa gets his 20th vil, Herbie will be near 45, maybe 46 villagers, and that'd be such a strong ego difference in favour of the Brit player. I've noticed again from Herbie a strong kind of preference to try and herd in as many hunts in early as possible, and that's just such a nice habit to kind of continuously have. Maybe it's him just specifically playing as the British. Snoopa still in age 1. Herbie, he feels this delayedness. He's actually going to open stable here instead of the barracks from last game. He knows he's not under the immediate pressure of 5 Cossacks, so he's going to go for early Hussars, maybe try and raid a bit, maybe try and match the early Cossacks with his own mass. And early Hussars just trade so much better than early Cossacks, and especially if it's a 5-on-5, 5 from the batch versus 5 from the shipment, because at this point, Snoopa, if he ages up, I don't think 5 Cossacks first is really going to be what he wants, because it's not going to hit hard enough, I think, is what I'm trying to say. So maybe he wants to do something like 700 gold, because you will have a house. Oh, he aged up 400 wood? I don't know. I think the 400 wood here is just if you're going to give up this so much time, I want to say map control, but so much kind of like momentum here, Lostitian kind of can get you back into it with not having to build houses. So when you age up, you get 35 population. You're still going to send 700 coin here, so maybe this is like a bit of like an Iron Turk double musk timing push he's going to go for. But I think Lostitian here would be a better choice than the 400 wood. Does go for a trading post as well. Interesting to try and speed his shipments along a little bit faster than they do already. 700 gold into 700 wood. Maybe we'll see the 600 wood the 700 food behind as well. Doesn't have 700 in his deck. He's got his deck's called the FF deck. Is he actually going to try and FF on that 700 gold and the rest just villagers? He needs to train another batch of Vils. His 5 Hussars being annoying at the moment. He's actually going to prioritise the Musketeer batch because he knows he's going to lose his Musketeers quite easily versus the Blockhouse. Single Blockhouse defense as well. If he micros this, you can get another Hussar kill. Both of these on 101 HP. That's a full HP. The other one's quite high HP there. So, cost effectively, that's probably a decent trade. But yeah, Snoopa's now got 0 Musketeers. Needs to get another 5. Early coin, it's nice, but you can see, like, even if he gathers this up with 1 coin, by the time he's gathered it up, he won't have enough food for the age up. Herbie IP check. Let's get it in. Since when can Herbie micro? Guys, I'm not kidding. Herbie has been lifting some heavy weights in the Age of Empires scene. It feels like recently. Like he's been putting in the time, but I think strategically here, I'm just not liking the Russian position of trying to 17 vil FF. Maybe it can work. I don't know. I think Russia needs to play to its strengths more often than not. Blockhouse taking the time to shoot. I'm somewhat expecting it to fire much faster than it does. Double Blockhouse are doing some good damage versus Hussars. The 5 musks get cleaned up once again. But now a lot of our time would be forced onto these villagers. No Great Coats just yet. We do see a raid in Brit player's base. That's an Explorer being Explorer. 5 Hussars here blocking the path. We'll get 1 Vil down. This second Vil may get on. He's going to back away from the Minutemen and Musketeers. And actually backing away from the Minutemen here is a good decision here from Herbie. Herbie's sending in 700 food as well. He's not messing. He wants to mass hard this stage. The coin is on the floor, so you may want to try and gather this up and move some more villagers onto the food as well to kind of balance that eco out as those crates are gathered. That would be a good shout, because he's still training more Hussars. 10 Hussars in total. Barracks not being built, but maybe the 700 coin and 700 food will be Herbie's way to get up to the next stage. Third blockhouse here for Snoopa. Just have that 1 Bison Hunt, Gazelle behind, and another Bison Hunt. Maybe the starting. Nah, it's not starting hunt. It's the second Bison Hunt. yeah, both players have lots of food in their base, and I think both players are looking to move up an age. Hussar's going to charge into Musketeers. Minutemen double block out. This is not a fight Herbie wants. He's going to back out. Does lose one Hussar for that, but it does get a useful bit of scouting knowledge in the sense that yeah, Snoopa is just kind of massing a little bit to try and protect himself. He fears Herbie's cavalry mass. Herbie now knows that he's in a position where I think he feels safe to age up, so the age up does come in. 36 villagers though. I think Herbie's been skipping a few villagers. I'll check his vill line later, but I think Herbie's been missing quite a few. He's got lots of room here for more manor houses, so in transition it might be worth of him, piling onto the wood again to maybe get another 3 or 4 manors up, just to kind of grow that eco a little bit, maybe get the manors out onto this hunt to kind of minimise walking time. But yeah, another batch of 5 musks, and there will be enough resources to get the veteran text. The problem is Herbie's going for this treasure with just Hussars versus 4 Comancheros. They will get just about, but I think the Explorer will go down before the infantry here. Yeah, the infantry will just take down the Explorer, and I gets picked off. For some reason I thought he stood up faster because he got the treasure, but he literally just got picked off by that final musketeer. Vigilant moved in to try and take the treasure, but Herbie can't really deny us. And actually, the Vigilants are going to survive. Oh, picks up 320 XP for the cause, and will go down. But is Agent behind here? 24 villagers here for the Russian player. 2 shipments in the Fortress Age, though. That's something to consider. We'll have a lot of momentum from that. Herbie agent up with 36 vills, so only 10 vills ahead, minus the Age 1 wood trickle there from the Russian player. So it's more like a 7 vill difference. It's not super significant, actually. I think Herbie needs to do something quite strong here with a 2 Falconet push, maybe backed by maybe just more muskets, really, actually. Get this musketeer mass going, vet musk, Falconet push, artillery foundry, go for the give anxiety, 7 Falc, all in play. Venture Aid comes in for the longbows, that's quite nice. There's the Falconets. Double batch of musks being trained, and because he's got so much food, I think he wants to complete that big batch, but will delay that vet musk by quite a bit behind here. So he's not going to push with colonial musks. You just don't do that. And actually, oh, is Snoopa doing the suave reforms? He is. Oh my god, look at this. He's actually got his card in. He's aged up with the Adventurer, so he aged slow to get a big batch of struts. Double batch of. Herbie's dead. If Herbie can't get his vet musk out, he's dead. He's got to be careful of the Falcon spawn on the southern side. He's going to charge the Hussars. He thinks he's onto a win. He's like, what are you doing? And then poof, out they come to veteran Musketeers. Falconets unpacking here. Musketeers here from the British player. Still colonial, but the tech is incoming. It's going to take a while, but the Hussars have just been destroyed there from Snoopa. And yeah, Herbie does manage to push away with the Falconet with a nice long-range Falconet shot as well. It is quite nice. Let's try and see if I can actually get this sound back, because this sound's really annoying me. Not too sure that's anything that's going to do. Let's see if it comes back. Ready. It's alright, it's just ambient sounds a bit down at the moment, but it's okay. But yeah, Snoopa with the suave reforms. The thing is, it's like a real big timing. It's like, it doesn't give you any benefit afterwards. So yes, you do have 49 vet musketeers, but Herbie has 24 vet musketeers of a stronger nature, training more musketeers, sending in 1 coin. You do have the Falconets. When these Falconets do come out, I expect you to push and make these work and try and win the Falc trade, which kind of means you also need to have a stable down for cavalry archers or maybe Cossacks and try and just make sure you win this Falc war. If you lose the Falc war, it's going to put you into an incredibly tough situation. Maybe the Strelets here from you are just being used to tank the Falconet volleys. We'll have to see how this game progresses, but Brit players still having lots of coin in base, coin ship coming in. There's lots of Bison, artillery foundry going down. He's going to train more Falconets, because once you've seen this many Musketeers, just train more Falcs, and we will see a Falc in production. As soon as he's got enough wood coming in, he might just buy a single batch of wood just so he can get the queue going, and then manually chop. Okay, so the Falcon he's going to unpack. He might take a volley onto the Musketeers, but the Falcons from Russia player in behind, not too far out the way. Getting the greatest volleys here. The Falconets actually. Falconets from Snoopa unpacked. Here comes the Falcon dance. Let's ride with Snoopa. Let's see where the rings are. There, I think they're both in range now. Both going to take a shot. Double down for both players, exchanging Falconets evenly. But here comes the Strelets in, and they're going to take a volley onto the Falconet before he can turn around. So Snoopa wins that one 2-1, it seems, or 1-0, in the sense that he's got one surviving. Herbie does have a big batch of Falconets come from behind. 2 in queue. Probably will have enough resources for a 4th if he wants to try and get a big batch. But taking this fight is not a great trade here for Herbie because there's a lot of Strelets mixed in there. These guys doing good damage, good tanking as well. Just a nice annoying mix. Falconet doing damage onto the stable. Herbie not really wanting to go into Hussar production. Taking the fight before this big batch of Falconets is going to pop onto the field. There's the 4th Falconet about to hit the field. You do want a 4th, or is he going to go for a big batch of musks? He gets musks and the 4th, it looks like. That will come out just straight in, unpack, put pressure on. He does get 2 shots on the Falconet, 2 shots on the Musketeer. That's perfect splitting up there from Herbie. And Snoopa is backing out. And for what looked to be a very tough push there for Herbie to hold on, does hold on quite convincingly with the Musketeer, with the Falconet pop behind. But it's okay, Snoopa, he's going to move away from Musketeers into Strelets. This is absolutely fine from him. He does have Boyars behind, which he can send. I would really like to see Boyars coming ahead of Strelet combat because Cossacks still make a good part of your competition. Your Preachnik's been raiding, will probably kill a villager in 1 less hit. It's too good of a card to not send. I think he want to be sending it in at some point as the game progresses. There's the artillery foundry. Maybe Snoopa's going to try and match artillery, but he's going to go for Culverin for more of an artillery defense. But Herbie's pushing him with 4 Falconets, and Vet must say goodbye to your 4 blockhouses. These are going down. 33 villagers here for Snoopa. Herbie at 39. Herbie's eco not looking super strong. Has he got much chopping? He's only got gang saw. He really wants to get to Longflim actually and get this manor house production up to 200 so he actually can get to that 45 vil mark. Alligator thinks that Kaiser is smurfing on Herbie's account. Maybe. I don't think Herbie's at that level of Kaiser Clan just yet. Although very flattering, he also is. No, we'll leave that there. Couple calls here from Snoopa pushing him forward. Strelets here just keeping company. And yeah, just wanting just to keep taking these trades. Another shipment coming for Snoopa. Want to see what he wants to go for here. I just have a feeling he's going to click that Strat Combat card, but I'd really like to see the Boyars. Yeah, the Strat Combat's coming in. I don't know. I mean, there's clearly no intention here to go into cavalry, but as soon as the longbow mass starts to overtake the musketeer mass, you think to yourself, actually, a couple of Cossacks here. Can I get like 20 vet Cossacks with double cards on them to tank? Cossacks are just such an incredible cost-efficient unit as well. I think that's the key, is just to remember how cost-efficient that unit in particular is. So 2 Culverins. He's training a 3rd Culverin. I don't think he... no, that's Herbie's Culverin. Snoopa's gone for another batch of 2 Falcons with the 2 Culvs. Herbie, I guess he saw... No, he didn't see the Falcons. He's just assuming a Falconet defense... or artillery defensive Snoopa's on the field. So he's going to go for a Culverin blinds as well. 2 Culverins as well. 2 Culvs, 2 Falcons. 3 Culverins, wow. Herbie should win the artillery war. And yeah, just Herbie just making correct decision after correct decision. He's nearly housed now, so this is when he does need to start throwing down manor houses. I keep saying it, and I think soon we'll get to the point, but yeah, he will. I hear a church going down from Herbie. He's built a church. Oh, the Culverins just revealed their position. The Falconets and the Culverins are moving back out, and they're going to unpack from a very long distance away. Culverin's unpacking first, and Ease will just get a volley onto the stretch. This is going to be like a Culverin exchange here. Falconets don't want to get any closer than they do, and if they do want to take on the infantry, they need to unpack first before trying to get in range and then unpack, because that unpacking time is usually enough time for the Culverins just to turn around and snipe. So yeah, Snoopa's just backing out. I think Snoopa realizes, oh my god, I haven't got enough here. Another Culverin in queue, more Strelets in queue. Just the Mexican standoff here continues. Herbie is actually housed now with the British civilization. I don't think I've ever seen a Brit player housed. This is new levels of just interest. He's gone for the church. I guess XP, I guess line of sight maybe. Going for the line of sight play is actually a big brain play if he has got it. I don't really know if I can check in a good way that he has. I don't think he has got a unit, because I think he would have a little bit more line of sight than this circle would suggest. But maybe actually, because it is, I don't know, might be a bit more. But I think all units have 2 more line of sight than the actual base ranges anyway, for that matter. Okay, Snoopa's starting to pressure the Brit resources. Let's note this is the first time where the actual resources of the British players has actually been under pressure. Herbie has gone for the cavalry switch ahead of the Russian opponent. I think Russia does need to get some cavalry at some point. There's so many falconets to deal with, and actually the cavalry could do very well with moving around the map, raiding. Manor House being thrown down for line of sight. I think this villager wants to try and herd in his bison or just get some sort of line of sight down with buildings. It's all kicking off here. Herbie hasn't seen. Okay, now he sees the Strelets. And he's thinking, oh my god, the entire army is here. And yes, the Russian army is at that moment. Culvers is still in the packed up formation. Herbie's units have already unpacked, because as soon as you guys move into range, they're going to take a volley. And that is just a nice play to have these ready and waiting. Culverins will move in close. Actually, these Culverins are not actually unpacked, and that could be a potential pickup there for Snoopa. But massive batch of Hussars straight onto Strelet and Cossack. Musketeers trying to move into defense, but he's only Russian Musketeers, no upgrades, no Culverins, no cavalry archers to support, and this is a clean up. The entire army here of the Russian player has just been decimated, it seems, and even the Falconets are going to get left behind, but the couple Shreds still surviving, and yeah, just no stable really hurting the Russian player at this moment, and Snoopa, realizing what's happened, he's just lost 4 Colv, he's lost 2 Falk, all of the artillery there from Herbie still standing. The Musketeers never got focused down by the Strauss. Did Herbie even lose a unit there? I don't really know what actually happened. That fight was over so quickly. Like, I just assumed that a bit more of an artillery trade would have happened, but the thing, you can't just have no anti-cavalry in any of these matchups. The stable only now coming down at 20 minutes time. I just think all of this is just as a result of the really fast age up in age 2, but lack of pressure in Brit in the second age as well. Too easy in the chat saying he lost everything. Yeah, he's lost everything. He got 1 Falconet. Even that might get lost by the Hussars, but he's gonna pull it back. I like how Snoopa's playing on. I just feel that it might be a bit too far behind now to come back. With a Culverin, though, anything's possible. You can whittle down the artillery pieces one by one with some incredible macro. But Herbie is sending in cavalry combat now. Let's check his base. He's got an arsenal coming down. He's got another town centre. Securing map is absolutely everything here is doing fine. Could go for Cheyenne Tech at the natives for faster trained cavalry, for the hunt as well. That's quite nice. Comanche is a good place for cavalry upgrades as well. I think that's cavalry speed and cavalry HP. So a lot of things to take the Hussars into. The town centre is getting destroyed as soon as we speak. Out comes the defensive Colv there and the Falconet. But it's just too much artillery here, and just losing houses as well. Snoopa's not housed as such because he's already lost his army, but he will need to basically start chopping wood very quickly now to actually replenish his population if he wants to train any more units, and Strelets for that matter as well. Culverin just being focused down by the Musketeers. They don't mind taking losses from the Strelet Falconet. Here comes the Falconets here from Herbie. Nothing to stop them there. 1 volley from the Falconet won't kill a Falcon. The bounce shot nearly killed another batch of units. It was quite nice to see. And yeah, it's just the world is falling apart for a Russian player at the moment. And reinforcements, look at it, just 10 Musk, 5 Huss, just great play here from Herbie. And yeah, just taking the game. It looks like that. I don't see a way back. On the top side, hunting opportunities on the northern side of the map are very limited. We'll need the Cheyenne, just anything to try and get more hunts. The southern side's kind of where all the hunt is, so I don't think a hunt should spawn here. I think the hunt has been held in this position and been gathered up the entire game, but losing all these houses, you just can't come back from. I think Snoopa soon will be aging into the fourth age, not because he wants to, but because he has to, because he's just got no population to train any units. 5 cav archers being trained is nice, but yeah, it's not ideal. Boyars do come in, so at least the there's that going for him with the Strelets in his own right, but it's just not a good situation. Actually, dropping by 14 viewers as well. Thank you very much for the raid. I hope your treaty universe is treating you fine. Unfortunately, these supremacy games are usually done dusted before the first unit is killed in the treaty zone, and yeah, well, not just the first unit, the buildings as well. Snoopa's base is getting destroyed here by Herbie, and just playing defensive, trying to hold with the blockhouses. Actually, I think is what he's trying to try and form is a real defensive structure with multiple blockhouses, maybe 4 or 5. He will need to max them out, but the thing is, if you can't kill the Falconets with culverins or anything, the Falconets will just slowly tear down structures as if they are nothing. And Herbie behind here, I expect him to be aging up soon. Or tech in, he's going for Vet Longbow, Cav Carras, yeah, the Arsenal's down there. Third town centre as well, villager production 65 vills. He's just so far ahead, isn't he? He's just so far ahead. He's even getting line of sight upgrade for the artillery, which is quite nice for the culverins in case there's other culverins, trying to encroach his area. So you actually have a bit of a forewarning when he needs to fire. This doesn't actually give any range; it's just line of sight, but it's quite nice. Let's look at Snoopa's point of view. 1 culverin, 1 Shredder being trained. It's just housing and everything being thrown down. He's trying his best to hold on here because this is a tournament game. He has to be respected to try and see the end of the game out in the tournament situation. But even then, there's single blockhouses. I expect maybe like 4 or 5. And the thing with blockhouses, they provide population as well. So actually, maybe a tactical way to increase your pop is to make 5 or 6 blockhouses, so at least you have time for your batches of culverins behind to train. You're only getting 4 culverins out. No, that's okay. 4 culverins should be enough. If like all this shredded army in front gets there to defend. But I'm actually keeping an eye on this cavalry mass. It's cavalry, cuirass, cav combat, and cav HP as well. These guys are beasts. Look at them. So much HP. Maybe actually not cavalry cuirass just yet. I think it should be a bit higher than 464. a big war's coming down here from Herbie. He's not taking any chances. Hussars on a little bit of a look. Do they want to go in? I think they're going to try and slowly push the town centre, but it does know that there's culverins here. I think Herbie feels it. Let's ride from Herbie's point of view. See what he sees. Okay, he sees the culverins. The culverins himself will unpack. He's going to slowly creep them forward, but the Falconet's going to get some good volleys onto the Strelets. Top side, a whole line of Hussars on top of Strelets. Musketeers are not being attacked by any unit here. Cavalry archers down to the southern side, getting a good exchange on the veteran Hussars here, but these are incredibly bred. There we go. There's Cavalry Cuirass. 512 HP units in the third age. That's double carded. Cav HP, Cav Combat. Musketeers not challenged just yet, just continuously marching through. And even with the culverins still alive, the artillery pieces were never focused down and the army crumbled. Herbie there taking that game and taking this series. So at the moment, 2-0. There is one more game to be played. No, it looks like Herbie had some decent Vil production there. Maybe one of these was a manor house instead of actual Vil being trained. But the early Hussars there from Herbie just really put Snoopa under pressure. You could tell that Snoopa wanted to train 2 batch of Vils and age up on the 700 coin. No more, no less. Get up, get some tempo, get pushing. But the early military just forced Snoopa to I need a batch of Musk, so I need to call Minutemen. That's 2 Musketeer batches and a Minutemen cost. That's about 600 food at least, and that was what the resource Herbie is really lacking to. Not Herbie, Snoopa's really lacking to get to the Fortress Age. He did get to the Fortress Age by training a batch of one. So that's there 24 to. So that's one batch, two batch, 4 batches in total, and the Adventurer. So he's got a total of 57 Strelets on the field. Well, no, because actually he probably changes the batch here as well. So 57, 17 on 40, 54 is 71, 81. So he's trained. Pardon me, he's trained. That's Minutemen, I think that is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 batches plus 17. That is 67 Strelets on the field he converted to Musketeers. That's a lot of Musketeers. It felt to be in a bit of a. Felt to be in the aggressive role at the moment, but actually Herbie managed to hold on there. The Musketeers, they're pretty weak units, so they're not actually special. Herbie did get the Vet Musk, the Town Centre Fire, the Minutemen Defence, Longbows on the Age Up, the Outpost as well, and then once the 4th Outs came up, that's when Snoopa backed off and actually took lots of losses on the retreat as well. And from there on out, it felt pretty straightforward in that fight. Oh my god. 101 population to 96. A batch unit's been trained there from Herbie, taken into the fight a little bit later, but basically having 100 population, Snoopa, just the entire army gets wiped. If Snoopa didn't take the fight or took a trade there, the game would have continued, but that was the game ending move. Tried to play on, but that was it. Damn. Oh, wow, what a fight. I might even have to watch this video back later to see actually how badly that fight went for Snoopa. Sometimes you just have the intuition that a fight will go a decently well for either player. Like, oh, I feel this player might come on the advantage. Oh, that's what happened. But I generally thought there Snoopa would have won the coal exchange. The Strelets would have bounced back the Musketeers, and the Musketeers would have still crumbled to the Hussars, but at least traded off populations and then at least mitigated the artillery threat. So when the game went on later, then Snoopa could have come back in. But yeah, GG's. I'm going to quickly restart my game. It's not for lag purposes, actually. It's for sound. For some reason, the sound is basically all but bugged in that sense. So let's just put it back on. I don't feel like putting music on during the game. So it's a bit strange that during that game, like all the ambient sounds and just like some of the gunfire just wasn't ripping through. Real strange in that situation. Let's have a look and see how ESOP community today is going on. The dope ass games thread with the Gibson the last commentator. This has got a risky situation on. Oh, is this the ego thread but just been renamed? Oh no, it's just a random game. Okay, it's not another ego thread. We're all safe, guys. This may be safe for viewing. I don't like ego wrecks. They don't serve their purpose. I don't know. Maybe someone was always the subject of the wreck itself. Yeah, come on, let's go up. Also, another fantastic day of England cricket. Look at this, India, 78 all out day 1 of England, come back with 423 for 8. Sergio Root. Well, you're not Sir just yet, but soon you will be. Have to be. And yep, I think the game's starting to load. It's either that or my everything's just crashed. Come on. Why does this take so fucking long to do? I've been playing GTA 3 today. It's such a fun game. I want to play more of that. Come on. Finally. Something else is like application take so long to actually launch. It just takes forever. I think Fitz is uploading his series onto YouTube, so certainly check that out as well. Right, okay, let's go into the actual next game straight away, and I think we're all good. Herbie Snoopa, game 3. Right. Going from Great Plains, we're now on High Plains, it looks like. Okay, so we have Herbie. Oh, hold on, let's turn the music off. This is annoying now. Although it's good. Stand by. And hopefully that's not playing in the background. That's fine. Minimize that. Minimize that. Right, we're back into the game. We should be all with us now. We got in there in the end. Right, update the scoreboard. Tic Tacs, you'll be playing Fitzbro in 1 hour. What's your name, Tic Tacs? Actually, in the actual game? We need to know that. Oh, it's Kiss! It's Kiss! I'll be having my dinner by then and cracking on with work. So I thank you for the invite there, but I'll let Fitz do that one live. I mean, Fitz can stream live and I can cast at the same time. However, it's getting a little bit late on my end tonight, and I do like to keep my streams not super long because I'm not as I don't have the endurance of some other people. I can't play this game for many, many hours. For me, if I'm streaming on my own channel, I think 3 hours is usually the tops. Right, final game, and Snoopa is spawning down to the south of west of the map, playing as the Brits in the colour yellow. Herbie playing as the Incans, spawning to the northeast of the map in the colour blue. We saw Herbie play Inca versus Alligator to kick off the series earlier today, so I think we've seen the same basic kind of civs from Herbie this series as last, so it's kind of good to see that consistency coming through. But that consistency may also hurt him as the tournament goes on, as players know what civs he plays and knows how to play against. So you've got to watch out for that from Herbie's point of view. Brit player here, Snoopa. Jump trainer Vilkin, now got another Vilkin cube. Bit of a messy one there. Snoopa here working 75 food from the Tibet macaques. Being very nicely creeping that treasure, not taking much damage there. It's really nice to see. Meanwhile, Herbie's on the western side. He's sat next to 2 black bears, so I'm a bit not sure what he wants to do with this. I want to know what to do. He wants to get the 4 villager tech. Yeah, so he's got enough coin. Once he gathers up the wood and then kills his treasure, you have enough resources, 180 of food, wood, and coin to send the 4 villagers in from the catcher house. So that's an option for him. Also, the 300 wood helps him do that as well. But you can see how he's trying to get the age up in as fast as possible, and that's his priority. Okay, looks like Herbie's ready to take his treasure, so we'll just go for the poke on one of the black bears, and we'll go for the strike on the second. Is he going to try and kite this out of range? I think he's just basically do it now. Yeah, he throws a spear right through the black bear. It went through the front and out the back. The 2 black bears are down, and the treasure is his. He's gathering up the wood now. Sending 4 or 5 to pick it up. You only really needs 3. 1 on each crate is ideal, but actually this villager's going out to herd in, so a bit of bumping around with the villagers there. A bit unfortunate in that situation. Okay, aging up with the chief now. Doesn't have enough resources to call for the villagers, and he is going to call for the villagers now. The Queen's Festival is being called. Meanwhile, Snoopa, Brit player here, sending in Virginia Company. This is a matchup where the Brit player usually can go quite greedy, and actually, I've played this matchup versus Noah a while back. Must cast feels very good in this matchup, and a bit of wall-in, just to ensure your boom goes uninterrupted. I think it's on Inca to try and force an Age 2 if they want to play anything in Age 2 and try and raid the Brit player. Otherwise, the Brit eco will be just too strong as the game goes on. And Musketeer Falconet just feels a bit of a nightmare for the Incans to deal with. I mean, in general, Siege just counters Inca really hard, and I think one of the problems we saw in that previous game between Alligator and Herbie, the kind of German versus Inca matchup, there was no heavy infantry, nor was there any siege. So, I'm not saying that game Alligator needed the siege, but the whole siege heavy infantry unit composition works so well versus Inca opponents. I'm expecting Super to actually go, Musk heavy, Falconets, and then sprinkle in a few maybe Dragoons as well, because the only way you lose Musk Falk versus Inca is if a bunch of Chimus manage to get onto your Falconets, which, you know, sometimes they can just run through. They're very fast, they're slippery, they don't get snared, range resist, decent armor. Yeah, it's that's how I see it, and especially on a wide map like this. I think Chimus will want me try and move around the map, cause as much havoc as possible. Where if you go for a musketeer-based army, you just haven't got that mobility. So I'd like to see a couple Dragoons this matchup if we get to that stage. But first of all, though, we're in the second stage, and Snoopa, Herbie, should I say, is pushing forward with double war huts to kind of get a presence in the line. Snoopa's not interested in taking TP line. Does Herbie have the 3 Tambo Trav wildcard in deck? He does not. It's the same deck as he had versus Alligator. So triple shipment. Plume Spearman later on there, but he does go for 600 wood first, it seems. He does this build quite often. I thought it was a blue dot, but no, it's just a black dot at the rickshaw. Explorer moving a bit forward here. Snoopa does see the forward war hut and Explorer, so he does know roughly what's coming on here from the Incan player. Okay, he does see double war hut, and that means he needs to throw down the barracks, he needs to make units, and he needs to defend. There's the first batch of 5 longbows, but from Herbie's point of view, he's opening with jungle bows as well. Another wood shipment coming in, so no Chimus for a while. I think Herbie here is looking to go for another batch of one batch of jungle and one batch of spearmen. The spearmen to try and deal with the trading post and protect himself from any hussar play from the British player, which, you know, it is possible, really. Backing base, a couple more catchers being thrown down on the 600 woods. So that's the 600 wood has been used here as more of an economic shipment to try and push forward the eco. But these buildings only produce 0.6 food per second, so it's like a villager on berries, even worse. And, you know, 600 wood is going to give you 4 at best. So as an economic shipment, it's not really that good. I wouldn't have it as the sole purpose for catcher house production. But to be fair, there's not really much else you can do at that moment. So yes, there's the catcher brewing, so that will actually make these catchers a bit better. So instead of being like villagers who are somewhat similar to berry gathering, they should be huntable, equivalent to villagers hunting, and get the food up to 0.9 food per second. I still think it's 50%, isn't it? Yeah, 50% increase there, so 0.9 food per second. So it's basically villagers with their hunting dogs upgrade, or just in between villagers hunting and hunting dogs. So maybe Asian villagers with their hunting equals is probably the most accurate kind of comparison there.
I am sorry grieved. I made a mistake.
Jungle Bowman Mass is starting to grow. Finally get some Plume Spearmen out from Herbie, so at least the Spearman can provide some sort of siege threat. He's going to take down his Manor House, which is, you know, the Brit player here is nowhere near going to get to 200 pop anytime soon if Inca keeps pressuring. So that means that this extra experience points, the 81 that is contained within the Manor House, is certainly worth sieging and taking down. And at the moment, that would be enough for another shipment, to be honest. So it's only worth trying to fight for. Musketeers going quite deep, though. And these jungle bowmen do very well versus heavy infantry. 1.75 multiplier, especially versus like, musketeers, not the highest HP stats. Jungle bowmen engage in longbows and just watch the HP from the longbowmen just go down here as a residue from the poison. So bowman's just doing super, super well here. Snoopa Mass is just not looking to be where it should be. He spent most of his resources on his eco booming. There's a big batch of units coming in. He's got 1 Hussar and Q, but honestly, he could have sold some wood, get some coin. Like, if you need units, actually get the units out. But yeah. So how's this poison thing work? Okay, good question. The Jungle Bowman will fire a ranged arrow doing 15 damage with its multipliers, but afterwards, I think it does. It's either 3 or 4 sets of 4 HP per second drips of poison, or maybe a little bit less. But essentially, after an arrow is shot, it probably does. Yeah, I think it does an extra about 4 to 5 HP worth of damage of poison. So that goes through any range resist. So it's incredibly strong versus longbows, who have a high range resist and a low HP stat. Let me try and find one there. So yeah, there's 95 HP. So will take about 10 damage from the actual arrow, and then the poison will start going through the unit at that moment. The poison stacks though, so let's say you have 10 arrows, 10 units that shoot it, there'll be 10 sets of poison going through. Very, very strong, and the Kurari upgrade there from the Incan player, boosts the base attack and the poison duration, so it's pretty strong. Big batch of Chimus here, that's a nice switch here from Herbie, but he's still that 3-unit composition and double war hut. Snoopa think he can press this, but realistically he can't. There's just not enough stuff here from Snoopa. Just in total has enough musks, but he's thinking he's got enough husks here. He's 8 in the field. There's 5 at the stable waiting to join the battle. There they come, but there's enough Plume Spearmen. I'm sure Herbie's trained another volley. That's another batch of Chimus. We've got 20 Chimus Spearmen going in as well. Hussars. I don't know where the Hussars are going, but the Jonker Bowmen having a great time on the Musketeers. I think the Chimus will get picked off decently well by the Musk, but actually that right flank has crumbled. The Hussars are just getting out there. They don't want anything to do with this, and Snoopa is just on the run here. Herbie's smashing it. These Chimus doing so much damage here, but the Bowmen, they weren't really contested. I know there's some good damage behind. These boys can now come out of cover mode. It looks fancy, but yeah, they need to join up with the Bowmen and Chimu, because still enough Hussars here can do significant damage to bow Chimu masses. It also means that Bowmen are very strong versus Falconets as well in that sense, but that's before they get blown away by the Falcons, because the Falconets do 100 damage with 3 multiplier versus infantry with splash. So low HP units like the Jungle Bowmen will just get utterly destroyed, and just as the Falconet volleys just rip through formations. With the Incan Big Butter Scouting Party, I think it's going to be called at home actually to try and defend from the raids. There's the pikeman. He's pikeman's still in cover mode. That's unfortunate to see. I feel a bit uneasy watching these units, these pikemen, so far away from the main army. Why he's trying to push in. Yes, it is Musketeers, so Chimu Bowman doing quite well, but it takes a couple muskets to go in range of Jungle Bowmen to do some decent damage. The minute being called, one Hussar coming in to snare the Bowman, but gets picked off pretty quickly. The pikes are still coming in, not noticed they're in the cover mode still, but he's going to fight back towards the war huts. Honestly, I think that's what Herbie likes to do. He just likes to kind of move in, force reaction, move back to the war huts, and then fight underneath his very strong damage dealing units. There comes the Hussar push. Chimus are pretty down at the moment. Plume Spearmen still in their cover mode, 50% range resist and siege resist, but their attack is quite low as a result. But yeah, you must have to back off because they can't really take on the Jungle Bowmen. Another batch of Hussars here from Snoopa could be really devastating, especially if they just get close into the Bowmen. Once the bows get picked off, the Musketeer army just wins, but there's so much damage being done here from range, here from Herbie. Herbie having a great series so far, it seems. The Chimus do come out, the longbows doing some decent damage. Musks, no upgrades just yet. Hussars, no upgrades just yet. And it looks like Snoopa's gone for his double infantry shipments here instead of upgrades. Still has 5 villas to send, but 53 villager population here is a strong economy to continuously bounce off on. And Herbie, although the push is looking really strong, 28 villas and captures is just not enough to keep up with the Brit player. Hussar raid here from Snoopa, going to go topside. Explorer does see the capture house, just being annoyed with the continuous alarm. It's a nice way to actually kind of get a raid on. If your opponent expects to hear the alarm from your Explorer sieging, then when your villagers are getting killed by Hussars, you think, oh, it's my building being sieged. You look back and bam, you just lost 5 vills. And that might happen here from Herbie. No, he's on the board. He pulls the vills back. He may still lose 1, but he won't lose everything. So Snoopa mobilising and utilising his mobility here, forcing all the bowmen back, the spearmen back. It's 5 speed, being slowed down by the 4.5 speed Explorer, gets the double vill kill and will move back out. Only losing 1 Hussar for the time being, that's okay. Bowmen push forwards. There's a lot of Musketeers for him to catch up and kill. Musk's going top to raid the vills as well. I like the Musk raid, that's a very smart idea actually. A Cav raid is easy to defend, have your spearmen there, but if you've got a couple of Musks as well, then how do you defend that? Musks retreating, Chimu's being trained, 4 Fatins, Llama's being sent as well as an eco shipment to try and mass off, so that's going to be a lot of food to gather from. Certainly a really good card in that sense. Snoopa here just upgrading his musketeers, sending musk HP. Another batch of 10. Cavalry on the top side being annoying. There's a couple of spearmen defending his villagers, so that's a nice play there from Herbie. And Snoopa just kind of moving around, getting the lay of the land and seeing where is his opportunities to raid. Actually getting all the military here to defend his 4 hussies, allow the Musk's top side to be annoying, but there's no ville up there because all the villagers here are gathering from the fattened llama, it seems, or just soon to be, not quite yet. It might be a case, Max, that Snoopa also wanted to play Great Plains, but Great Plains was already picked by Herbie, so had to go for the other similar Great Plains map, which is High Plains, or Central Plains on DE, as you will. Another ville going down, but the Hussars will go down with it. Musk's top side still been annoying. Inca's sat on the back foot at the moment, but it's Snoopa who's aging. He's got a lot of resources still to train as well, so huge amount of resources. I hear the artillery foundry going down, so musketeer, probably falconet. Don't see too many hussars being trained anymore. So yeah, Snoopa going for the musk falconet combo, and that's going to rip through that forward base and be very hard for the bowmans to engage because they get outranged severely by falconets. The chimus, they have to get on close to the musketeers, but the melee and the range will just destroy us quite comfortably. And yeah, for a while, it looked like Herbie was dominating this game. Like, not even leading, but dominating it. It kind of felt like it. But I suppose if you don't deal with the Brit eco, you don't put pressure on the natural resources, Brits are always going to produce units, and they're always going to have a strong game, especially the mid-game as well. The second mine has just run out, but there's a mine, hunt topside, mine on this train post. There's also, more importantly, 2 mines under control down to the south side. And yeah, Snoopa is just all his villagers on wood and coin. He's going all in on the Falk play at the moment. He's on a 7 Falk, Herbie. You can just sense the 7 Falks just coming in at the moment. Yeah, true. True Galligator, but we gotta be careful. Those vet skirms have 144 HP. Colonial bowmen only have 90 HP. A falconet could probably kill 2 with a single shot. So if you had like 5 or 6 falconets and a little bit of split micro, you could kill 10 units per volley easily. Easily 10 kills per volley. And what you definitely don't want to do is have all your falconets targeting one single unit. You want to kind of spread that out. Anyway, artillery foundry under pressure. Vet Musk's been researched. I'm expecting a second foundry being brought up. Yes, it is. It's being built up there. Enough coin here to train a batch of 5 artillery by the time he gets in. So he's going to move food villas back onto the food so he can continue his musketeer production as well. Where's his second racks? He's being raided by chimus on the south side. These villagers are exposed. But I think Herbie killing these villas thinks these are the only villas. The path in here. The path in. They have to run past chimus, and every time the vill moves, the chimu moves with it and blocks it off. So that's a really good play in there. Herbie's just moving in. He's just causing so much problems. Snoopa does have enough resources though to go for a big batch. Interesting, no cavalry being trained behind us as well. He just wants to buy a couple bits of wood. He's going for another double barracks. He knows he's going to lose his barracks here. Well, he already has, to be honest. Like, he's going to lose a sable. He wants the second 2 more barracks and more falconet production. Got enough resources for the 4th. Maybe he can buy for the 5th just in case. It's so close if he wants it. He needs to do it very quickly, but he should have enough to chop. Actually, when he get there, oh, he gets the 4th and only the 5th gets queued afterwards. But that's okay though. The 5th will just start training later a bit. Chima's going in though. I guess he needs to go in to do damage, but he's got to be careful. Now the Falcon Artillery Foundry has been discovered. The Musk's backing off. Does Herbie go in deeper? He shouldn't. He should probably back off at the moment, but he's going to go in, it looks like. And quite decent volleys there. That's decent there, especially with the bounce as well. And now they're firing at different times. That's really nice. So 2 sets of 2, and all the spearmen getting blown away there. That's a really nice thing. The next batch of falconets are nearly ready to come out as well. Snoopa still yet to send an upgrade here. Could go must combat or even 2 falcons. We'll have enough resources for another 3 falconets behind here. What can Inca do versus this massive unit? So we go for the 3rd? No, he's going to go for 1k. He's going for 1k wood. Interesting. I would prefer either Musk Combat or the 1k Wood. It's not like he can train any more manor houses, but the push is coming out, and Herbie will be quickly in retreat at the moment. He's just chasing in. Herbie does have time to throw off his special attack javelin, which is very nice. Lots of villas going down on the southern coin mine though. Snoopa down to 44 villagers though, but with the unkillable army. Musk's maybe leaving the Falcons a little bit too far. But each time the Falconets move, they move. Do you see that? It's a really nice micro there from Herbie. Just making sure that the Falcons are doing damage, but also trying to keep as close to the Musks as possible. And looks like Snoopa really wants the Musks to do a bit of sieging as well, but he doesn't really need to actually. He's got so much siege potential here from the Falconets, and I think afterwards, if they're not chasing the Chimus, he's just going to try and right-click the Incan player base as well, force them to stay in H2, destroy their capture eco, and here comes the pull trick as well, probably with the Musketeers. There's just enough units here to actually pull trick, so he's going to try and drag and pull across, and these guys probably will move at a little bit faster speed to catch up if Snoopa wanted to do that. Town centre over here is going to get up just about. All the villagers here will get in. It's going to be close. He needs to keep piling the villagers on. It's going to be so close. Oh my god, this is actually might not even go up. Let's go up. Get in. There's at least 13 villagers over here still alive, so they'll get in. But he's not getting in. Is he? Has he clicked the tree by mistake? That's a huge mistake there from Snoopa. Oh, and out of the blue, Herbie's back in with the economic lead. Snoopa 27 villas. Herbie 32 in the catcher houses. But the Falconets are still alive. They're still destroying everything they touch. All this XP as well is going to be very nice to the Brit player. Very, very good stuff here coming in. Snoopa, another shipment ready to go. He's got his double Musk upgrades from H2. Advanced Arsenal needs to send Musk Combat from the 3rd Asia. That would be beautiful if he sends that one in. Herbie's not Asian at all. He's staying Asian. Oh, he is. He's in the 3rd Age. Okay, this changed everything. Herbie being in the 3rd Age, I think, and this economic advantage gives him time to do something to train Hurakas, maybe send in the Hurakas themselves just to try and contest the Falconets. Elite Jungle Bowman is nice, but I think he's just going to try and base trade. He's just lost all the Chimus though to a big batch of Musks, and yeah, I probably missed that batch as well, but so did Snoopa in that sense. So actually his standard army's dwindled. Not much siege potential here. The Spearmans, they do a nice amount, but is nowhere near compared to Musk Falk from the Brit player. And the thing with Brit Villas, they're kind of on the northern side. They're away from where the army is on the southern side. And military not doing anything is a useless military once sent by the wise H2O. So always try to be making useless military, and that's what Snoopa's doing. Herbie, he hasn't really got a choice. He can try and go in, but there's just too much stuff here, and can't really, especially versus 7th Falcons. Versus 2 Falcons, I guess you can try and just move in with the jungle bombers and focus on the Falcons, but this has got bad news written all over it. Where the Hurakas need anti, there they are, down to this point at the bottom, 20 range, 40 siege, so they do decent damage versus Falcons. They're still in range of the Falconets, and they are infantry, and when he has 7 of them, that entire mass gets decimated. It's going to be tough. Yeah, here come the Hurakas, but Snoopa's watching. He's paying attention. He's going to move back. Actually moves back, turns around. One Huraka goes down, but so many critically injured. And the muskets just going to chase them around. The Falcons going to turn onto the bowmen. That was 2 volleys each. Or 2 shots. Each of those shots killed 2 bowmen. This is going to be brutal. They're so together. Oh my god, that's 3. Bit of stagger formation coming in, but just the Falconets have different volley shots just working really well, not overkilling. It's like the line fire for muskets in kind of real time. It just, that technique, it works super well for Falconets as well, having alternating shots. All the bowmen are down. It's just putting spearmen on top of musk falcons. The Hurakas behind now doing decent damage. All the Falcons down. You just lost your jungle bowman mass. Your pike's gone down, and you've got nothing to do with the vet musks behind this. And yeah, the game will be coming to an end here. And yeah, the record game's over. GG's. Snoopa taking it back, and Herbie only managing to get the 2-1 here in this series. But still, another well-played series there from Herbie. A lot of people were thinking Herbie would be finishing bottom table, but well, bottom half. Based on this performance and his performance versus Gator, gotta say Herbie's eyeing up a top 3 position. So it's up to you guys to try and deal with an in-form Herbie Master. His Inca play is looking to be decent. His Brit play is looking to be very solid. And his French play so far has also been up to standard. The Otto play versus Alligators Aztec can't really read too much because it was a bit of a short matchup and maybe a bit of a good unit micro there. But Herbie's looking pretty decent. Passy's won multiple series already, so he's taking the early lead due to the games being played. But we're still yet to see a bit of Kiss. Sheckler's only played 1 series, so is Eagle. There's lots of stuff still to come along and see how this league takes shape. But for this series, at the time being, it's a goodbye from me. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, and come check me out on Twitch as well. You probably get to watch these live as they're being recorded whenever. And I'd like to try and cast a few of these series live as well, depending if I'm available. And I will be more available in about 2 weeks' time when I finish my master's course. So that's very good. So thanks guys for watching, and I'll see you later. And for you boys on Twitch, I'll see you probably later as well. Oh, 3k stacked food. Hate to see it, but yeah, that's just good play there. That's a good game. That was a really good game actually. Just had a bit of everything, a bit of raiding, a bit of pressure, a bit of 6 falconets, huge volley. I thought Herbie was really strong position early on, just a bit of everything. Quick look at the post game. Did someone say that Fitz is streaming his game soon? If it is the case, he should be live, I guess. I haven't checked. No, I need to eat that risotto and crack on with other work. But I kind of enjoy... I mean, the thing with this, I want to cast as many games as possible. That's true. But I'm not going to cast all of them. And by the time Fitz actually plays the games live, it's like, well, it's a bit too late for me to cast them. I'll cast the replays. Oh, wait, because he's streamed all of them. It's a bit awkward. I might cast one of the series. Or I might do kind of like a Fitz highlight reel of all the... I might cast all of Fitz's victories because of, Bants. Who knows? He might he might be a mid-table finisher as well. Herbie's won 2-1 versus Alligator, and Herbie's won 2-1 versus Snoopa. So yeah, some good victories there for Herbie. But it's early days in the tournament, plenty of time for either player to get and rack up the points. Visual population, brutal. That's the British players' eco dwindling, but military barely touched. The Falconets is ripping through the Incan army. Musk cannons is the way to go, but the Chimmy raids very, very good there from Herbie to get himself back in by deleting the Brit players' eco. Okay, well, let's end that. Let's see who's hits on.